Hi everybody, today's video I'm going to be talking you through some of my high-end makeup that I think is worth the hype. So this is stuff that I have heard talked about quite a lot on YouTube or people's blogs, just things that seem quite widely talked about. I've got two apologies to make. First of all is I'm coming down with a cold, so if I sound bunged up or like that I can't breathe, that's because I can't, but I need to get this video filmed today, so that's the first thing. And second of all, I'm so sorry that Sunday's video, the end of it, like the last 3 minutes I think, but probably the most important part because it was when you could see everything on my face at once, was out of focus. I got up to change the battery and then sat back down, and because I was filming with the camera a little bit further away from me than usual, I couldn't see that I wasn't in focus and it just ruined the video. But I couldn't refilm it, it needed to go up yesterday. I had to announce the giveaway winner, so I hated having to upload that, but I just want to apologise for it being out of focus, and hopefully it won't happen again, not for a long time anyway. These aren't necessarily my favourite holy grail products from high-end luxury brands. These are ones that are quite popular in the beauty world and that people talk about, that I think are worth the amount of hype that they get. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to kind of go through it in the order that I would put it on my face, and I've not got something for every single category, but I'm going to start off with primer, and the first one is by Laura Mercier, and this is their Radiance Primer. I've had this for quite a while, but it's only recently that I've started using this, and it's probably the only primer that I have ever owned that I feel actually makes a difference. Like, this is incredible. This is going to be my favourites video this month. I have used it non-stop. I'm not wearing it today because I'm testing out a new foundation that I don't want to wear with a primer, but they do the Radiance one and then they also do a normal one as well, and I got the Radiance one just because I found that I have kind of gone off the matte finish of foundations recently. I like something that's a little bit more dewy and a little bit more skin-like, and this just gives a really healthy glow, and it also makes my foundation go on beautifully, makes it last a really long time, and I'm definitely, when I run out of this, I'm definitely going to repurchase this. It's my favourite primer that I've ever used, and I think that's quite a claim, so this one is definitely worth the hype. Next I'll move on to a foundation, and as you will see going through this video, some of the things I've got are from the same kind of brands, but I think that's kind of a good thing because it says something about that brand rather than me just having lots of random bits. So there is quite a good selection, but there's a few things from the same brand, and this one in particular is a foundation by NARS, and this is the Sheer Glow foundation. This is probably the first high-end foundation that I ever bought, apart from MAC. I find that my MAC one oxidizes, it goes really orange throughout the day. This one, it goes on beautifully. It's the right amount of coverage for me. It's quite a medium to full coverage, definitely buildable, and I wear the shade DeVille in this one, and I really like how it lasts throughout the day, how it wears. I just think it looks flawless, and I go back to this one all the time. Next, I'm going to talk about a concealer, and this is by Clarins. This is their Instant Concealer, and I've got the shade here in 01. If I could only use one concealer for the rest of my life, this would be it. And this, I feel like I've contributed quite a lot to the hype of this product, because I first used it after hearing Sam Chapman from Pixie Woo talking about it as her favourite concealer, how you get so much product for the amount of price that you pay compared to other brands, a little bit more luxurious, and I just think this is the most beautiful concealer. And if you're in the market for a highlighting concealer that also covers up but it's hydrating, I just absolutely love this stuff. It is my favourite concealer ever, and definitely worth the amount of hype that it gets. And if you see this, definitely ask for a tester because I just think it's amazing. So next, when I do my makeup, I would typically do my eyes, and one thing that a lot of people seem to use here on YouTube and seem to be talked about quite a lot are the MAC paint pots, and I have the shade here in Painterly. I've got a few shades and they come in a little pot like this, and then this Painterly one is just like a nude toned cream eyeshadow. These are amazing. There are dupes out there, Maybelline do amazing ones, but I kind of find that the shade range and the way that these make my eyeshadows go on and last, there is nothing that quite compares, and I think that these are definitely worth the money and definitely worth the hype, and definitely my favourite of these kind of things. Now I've got a couple of eyeshadows to talk about, and one's a palette and one's more a general brand. So there are so many eyeshadows out there that are high-end that I love and that I wear quite a lot, but there are only really 2 brands that I think are amazing quality, that I think that the way that people use them and talk about them all the time is completely worth it. And if someone recommends this product to you on a video or a blog, they're not lying. Like, it is so worth spending the money and using them. So this first one is my actual palette from MAC, and these are the ones I'm going to talk about as a whole, because I like MAC eyeshadows as a general thing. There's not one in particular or one finish. They are all amazing, all really blendable. The ones in the pan I think are £10, and then the pots individually are 12. And I just think they're so worth the money, so worth the hype. Their colour range is amazing and definitely my favourite. And then the other one is kind of a recent discovery, but it's one that I can't put down, and it's one that is always mentioned on the internet. People use this all the time, and I got this for Christmas maybe a year ago and never used it, and then now I can see why everybody loves it, and it is completely worth the hype. So this is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. What I like about it is there's a real range. It's not all neutrals, it's not all browns. There are some plum shades, there's a pink, there's a more champagne-y golden shade, there's even a greeny, like an emerald greeny shade over here. It's just beautiful. You can create so many different looks with this. They don't fall out, they are so pigmented, and they are just such great eyeshadows. And the palette in itself is it's probably one of my only palettes that I would use every single eyeshadow from. Mascara. This is probably the only high-end mascara that I would repurchase that I've tried from like a high-end luxury brand. This is from YSL, and this is their Faux Effect mascara. It comes in 2-tone packaging, so it's gold at the top and then more of a rose goldy bronze shade at the bottom. The wand is a nice size. It's not too big, but then again it's not too small. I use this on my top and bottom lashes. I'm wearing it today. It just gives instant volume, instant length, and I feel like when I want a lot of lash, I reach for this. And people are always talking about how this is their favourite mascara from YSL, it's their favourite high-end mascara, and I can see why. It's one of my favourites, and as I said, the only one I would repurchase. Then I'll move on to some face products. As I said, I've not got something from every single category because, for example, eyeliners, I don't think there are eyeliners that people talk about all the time that are amazing, that everyone has, that are worth the hype. So I didn't want to just pick something because I needed to put it in a category. I've just literally picked stuff that I had that I thought was worth it. So I would normally then set my foundation, and I don't know what I would do without this powder. It's probably one of the first ever products I bought from MAC, and it's the Mineralized Skin Finish. This I featured recently in one of my favourites videos, and I wear the shade Light, but I've also got the darker one, I think Medium, to use the bronzer and a contour. It's a powder that's really finely milled. It's not translucent, so it just adds that extra little bit of coverage. And when I want my makeup to look flawless, my foundation to look perfected, this is such a great powder. If you have got the budget to spend on a little bit more of an expensive high-end powder, I would definitely give this one a whirl. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll probably know what's coming up next. This is NARS Laguna. It is probably one of those cult beauty classics. Everybody talks about it, and I have hit pan. I'm actually going to give this away to one of my friends I know who she wants a new bronzer to try, and I've recommended this to her, but I feel really bad if she doesn't like it and then goes out and buys it. So I've said that she can have this one to test and see if she likes it or not. This is probably my favourite bronzer ever. It is my favourite bronzer. I really like it as a contour. It warms up the face. It is blendable. I can't say enough about this. It is easy to see why so many people love it, and I will continue to use it for a very long time, I think. For high-end blushes, I haven't tried that many apart from MAC and then a few other brands, but the ones that stand out to me that are a favourite amongst a lot of people, and it's not just this particular shade that I really like, there are a few different shades, are the Benefit blushes. So this one here is the Coralista, and this is a beautiful, very peach toned, very shimmery blush, and they come in these box forms, and I really like Rocketeur blush from them as well, and there's a couple of others I really want to get my hands on Dallas. But at the moment, this is probably my favourite for this time of year, spring, summer. It's kind of like a peachy toned blush, but it's It's shimmery, but it's not over the top. I probably wouldn't wear highlight with this as well. It probably does both, but it just looks so beautiful at this time of year, and I'm gonna put it back in my makeup bag and start using it again. I'd have to say that my favorite highlighters I've tried from a high-end brand that people go on and on and on about are the Becca highlighters. I've got two here, and the one I've got full size is the Champagne Pop that Jaclyn Hill actually collaborated with. She's a YouTuber, and she collaborated with Becca to create this highlighter, and it is phenomenal. It's definitely not, I'm opening it from the wrong side. It's definitely not an understated highlighter. It is wham bam in your face. You're wearing highlighter. You want everyone to see that you've got a highlighter on and you're just going for it. It is so shimmery, so beautiful. It's quite golden, definitely got more of a golden undertone. It is beautiful. And then I also have in a little mini version. I feel like my throat's getting worse. This is Opal, and this is more of a rose golden champagne colour. It's not quite as gold or as orange as the Becca, as the Champagne Pop one. They're both equally as beautiful. This one I would say is more wearable, and I definitely think that when I've used this up, I'm going to be buying the full size because they are beautiful. They're so easy to blend. They just kind of go on really smoothly, and it just looks like it's not natural because it's obviously it's highlighter, but it doesn't like sit in the pores. It doesn't emphasize any dry patches. It just goes on beautifully. They are so buttery, and I highly recommend these ones. Okay, next I'm going to move on to lips, and then I've just got one face setting spray thing to talk about. So I will first talk about a couple of lipsticks. A couple of these, or in fact 4 of these, are actually from the same brand, and these are 2 lipsticks from the same line from NARS. They are Audacious lipsticks, and I love so many different high-end lipsticks. MAC lipsticks are amazing, the colour range, everything like that. I feel like they're not raved about as much as they were, and because I think they've just been out for so long now. When these products were launched, these particular lipsticks, everybody was talking about them. Everybody loved them, everybody wanted them, and I have got 2 shades. And the first thing is the packaging. It is standard black NARS packaging, magnetic, which is very, very satisfying. This is the shade Vera, and it's more of quite a bright pinky red, purpley shade. It's kind of a hybrid of all of those, and it is so pigmented. Like, you literally need one swatch. And then this one is in the shade Anna. This one is a more muted pink, better for everyday wear. It's got more of a purpley undertone than some of my other kind of nudish pink lipsticks. It's a little bit mauve, so that's Vera on that side. These are so creamy and comfortable to wear. They're not matte by any means, but they last for so long. I could put this on without a lip liner and it would just stay on throughout the day. I could have a drink, I could eat, and it would still be on. I can't believe how long these lipsticks last. If you're after a long-lasting lipstick that has got amazing pigment, these ones, you will not be wasting your money, I promise. And there are so many different shades. There is definitely something for everybody. So the NARS Audacious lipsticks, definitely worth a look. Next, I'll do liquid lipstick, and these are all over YouTube, all over people's blogs. They've kind of been overtaken by the Kylie lip kits, which I really want to get my hands on. But these are something that are really, really raved about. And I think that if I had to choose a high-end liquid lipstick, this is what I would reach for. They are really, really pigmented, great shade range, great value for money, not too expensive. I like the packaging, they're just a little bit different, and these are the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. My favourite shade is Lolita, which is the one I've got today to swatch for you, and it is kind of a brownish nude. It's completely different to anything else that I own. I've not really swatched that the best way ever, but they are beautiful. Only available from Sephora, I think. That's the only way we can get them in the UK, if you order from Sephora online and get them shipped over. I've recently just bought another one of these in a different shade from Sephora. I've recently placed an order on Sephora, and I don't know whether to do a video on it or a blog post. If you could let me know in the comments if you would prefer a video or a post, or if you want me to do either or not, then please let me know, because it's not the biggest Sephora haul ever, but I did pick up some bits that might interest some of you. So let me know if you're interested, even if it's not that big of a Sephora haul. So that's the Kat Von D liquid lipstick, which I think are definitely worth the money and the hype. The last two things for lips are the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil, and the two shades that I've got to show you that I've got here are Red Square and Cruella. These two are the shades that A, are talked about quite a lot, and B, are definitely worth it. Like, they're not, red lipstick is a red lipstick to quite a lot of brands, but red lipstick in this is a red lipstick. Like, so this is Cruella, and it's just the most beautiful, vivid red. It goes with so many looks. It's quite deep. I just really, really like it. And then Red Square is more of an orange toned red. It is super bright, gorgeous for this time of year. Again, it goes with so many different looks, and I just think that there's nothing else quite like these two products that are the same shades, the same formula, the way that they last, the way that they go on. They're so creamy, and there obviously are a lot of dupes for things like this out, but I think that the NARS ones definitely pack a punch and are worth the money. And then the last thing is a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I've used quite a few of them. This one I think really makes a difference. I am quite skeptical about face mists, whether it's skincare or whether it's a setting spray. I just think it'd be so easy for someone to just put water in a bottle and sell it as this amazing product for £25. And I just think that it takes a long time for you to really notice a difference. I've been using this for a really long time now. This is a little travel size that I like to take with me. I think this is a little bit more realistic because I don't use it every single day, and it's a little bit cheaper. It looks really, really grubby though, sorry. But I wear the one that's oil free, so this is the all-nighter one. And I really like it. It makes I just find it makes my makeup last that little bit longer. I do notice the difference when I use this, and I don't say that lightly because I do think that, as I say, I'm a bit skeptical about face mist, so definitely think this one's worth it. So that's everything that I've got to show you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you've seen some things there that you are new to you or that you quite fancy taking a look at. I think that with drugstore products, especially the cheaper ones, it's easy to just go and say, oh, I'll try this, I'll give this one a go. Whereas with high-end and luxury brands, obviously, I mean, none of that was really super, super high-end expensive. It's probably as high-end as I've ever gotten, but I think that you have to be so much more careful when you're buying more expensive makeup, because otherwise it's just going to be a waste of money. So I think they are all completely worth the money, and I think that obviously they work amazingly for me, but I would kind of be inclined to say that I hope that they would work just as well for a lot of you. So if you're in the market for anything new and you like anything there, then I do hope it works for you, and let me know if you buy anything or you're thinking about getting anything. So I'm off now. I'm going into town to pick up some bits and take some things back. I am vlogging this week. I haven't vlogged for what feels like a really long time, but I just woke up this morning at 6:30, which is not like me, and I just felt like I wanted to vlog, so I'm vlogging today, and I will see you all on Thursday with my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be talking you through some of my holy grail. No, I'm not actually going to be doing that. Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking you through some of the high-end products that I've got makeup wise that I think is worth. Hi everyone. Where the brands have marketed the heck out of a product, just things that seem quite just things that. So next when I'm doing my makeup, I would typically do my. So next when I do my makeup, I would typically. What would I do next, my lovey? Velvet are the NARS, and the last two things for lips are the